Hey people, it's CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 28 of Ace Investigations. Last time, we did some more investigating. We got some cute sibling moments between Edgeworth and Franziska. Found out that Gumshoe had a Swiss roll. Talked to Bad. Learned about the exact time he heard the gunshot. And now we're moving on. I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing. I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene, or rather that he's keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Badman asks that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer. I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate! We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles! You may no longer be willing to help us, however. Better ask for the Forensic Sciences Corporation. No. Do as you like. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope, just the fingerprints of those involved in the case, sir. Okay, we already read that. Okay. Present KG, let's see what he has to say. The KG incident. I heard that you were involved in this case as well. Yeah. That's all you have to say? It was an unpleasant case that I don't want to recall. I've got a lot of regrets I'll never forget related to that. Regrets I'll take to the grave. Does he really mean that? Does he really have that many regrets? On the other hand, thinking back to what I know, I suppose he might. What am I missing? Okay. Okay, already did that one. Okay, have to find something. Okay. Okay. There's clearly a contradiction here. Do you think so? I think there's one. I think there should be one. You're angry with the foolish game of Simax, Miles. Alright, yeah, sorry. I knew we had to basically, it was Gumshoe. I'm thinking many steps ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the $6 just to be on the safe side. Okay. Gumshoe's annual thing. Gumshoe lacked $1. Gumshoe is so sad he can't buy Swiss rolls. He can't use the overpriced vending machine. This is his sad life. About Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his parsonage. Just how poor is that guy? Not poor enough, according to you two. If his bonus really was only $5, which is really sad, then he should not have been able. To purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, fact being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is how? I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Well, I do too. Alright, Franziska, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay his honor a visit to correct his testimony. September 10th, 5:15 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how much it stands up.
Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect?
In any sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, is nothing but a common witness of war on karma.
Silence in the courtroom! Silence, I said! Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manager von Karma and Mischievous Prosecutor, Manager von Karma. Look!
You bit your tongue again, didn't you?
Ahem. As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well then. Your testimony, if you please. The first and only time the judge has ever had to give testimony. That's the power of Edgeworth. Edgeworth gets the judge to testify.
During the recess, I went to the restroom. There was a window on the right, on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machine. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty? That sounds mighty suspicious to me!
Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh! I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. Why did you use the restroom? Your Honor, why exactly did you pay a visit to the restroom, if I may ask? Oh my gosh. Edgeworth and I were on the same level.
Oh! Well, isn't it obvious? What else do you go to the restroom for? Or maybe... I knew it! You suspect me of some sort of tomfoolery, don't you?
Please stay calm, Your Honor! This is going to be much harder than I anticipated.
I'm sorry. You're right. I need to think things through with a level head. I'm just nervous because so much has happened today with this trial. Let's see, I announced a recess, a time for us to reconvene. But having done all that, I still wasn't able to go to the restroom right away.
And why couldn't you?
Mr. Faraday had been accused, so I had paperwork to process regarding a new prosecutor. Once I had finished that, I was finally able to make a mad dash to the restroom.
At least he stayed consistent on the going to the restroom bit part of his testimony. Your Honor, did you really go to the man's restroom?
What? What is the meaning of that statement?
I simply meant that perhaps you went to a restroom on a different floor.
I had to go for such a long time. It was all I could do. It was all I could do to dash to the closest one in the courtroom.
I suppose that's only natural given his circumstances.
I ran from the courtroom through this floor's main lobby and down the hallway. Once you enter, you can see there's a window just above the urinals.
Oh, what the heck? I'll get some Adobe Flash thing. Ugh.
And it was through that window
that you witnessed Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor. Come on. Gotta click on that.
Yes, exactly!
Your Honor, that's only you! I can hear you just fine.
Oh, I guess I put a little too much oomph into that last answer. Now then, let's continue with the testimony.
Are you sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and big beige coat.
Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw.
What? Preposterous! My eyes are as sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although, recently, things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be.
Clearly, his eyes are not the only thing that have gone fuzzy.
But allow me to say, with all the honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw.
When he disappeared, but Your Honor, didn't you just say, I saw the detective buy something on the vending machines?
Why, yes I did. The restroom windows looked over the courtyard, and right into the hallway.
But just as
I was about to exit, I took another look, and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution of this mystery. The detective must have gone into the crime scene, lobby number 2 at that point!
So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he?
Hold it.
Your Honor, I ask that you please remain calm.
No! Oh, I'm perfectly calm.
You're being anything but perfectly calm. It appears that His Honor could not have been mistaken to what he saw. I suppose so, given his line of sight. However, Franziska, why do you suppose our line of sight are so different? If you're referring to my height... Can you hold that whip, Silver, just a second? Now, about His Honor's testimony. I believe his line of sight is to be an important factor. If that's important, why don't you hurry up and tell him already? I will, but there's one more thing I need to do if I am to correct His Honor's testimony. I'm going to need to retrace Detective Gumshoe's movements. Basically... Gumshoe didn't disappear, he sat down! But just I love Franziska getting so sensitive about her height.
What was that finger whack for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving a testimony?
Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I myself never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? The party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench soldier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your early testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, well, that's good. But who was it?
We were about to discover something from this smudge on the bench. Namely, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with the courageous murder? He had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty!
Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this act is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and piece of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusion to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
Heh. It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up onto the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I suspect that Franziska herself was unable to see out that window.
Yes, small Franzi.
Ah! The lay whip! No! I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. But basically what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window... Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it.
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right?
What I saw part 2. I suppose it's possible you can't see the seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyways, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard a loud bang of a gunshot. How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others.
Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree, before you go around judging others, you should be learned to judge your own words.
Eek! I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until now.
Now that he mentions it, but right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that.
Oh, by the way, was there somebody celebrating a birthday party during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day when my grandson...
The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. Yeah, we're moving along. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I have to do this. I have to get another crack at Franziska's height. In that case, you can see that you were overconfident in your last testimony.
No, hold on there. I just say that it's possible that you can't see a seated person from the restroom at this time. But you know something? I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on that bench, do you? Well, you're proving that it's possible that the detective was sitting. I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left.
He's right. I have to get proof when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, his Honor sees has seen a law of life. This judge, I must underestimate him. Okay. Okay, I believe we have to press this. Your Honor, about what you just said.
I know, I couldn't believe myself, but bang! Went the gunshot, and then I need to realize, oh, then I jumped in there like this, yikes! Yes, like this, oh!
Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me.
Yes, sir, sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself, yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one at all. I should know, I looked. There was no one out there!
This judge's emotion circuits seem to be stuck on overreact. At this point, nothing stands out to me as a contradiction in his testimony. Franziska, if I'm correct, this testimony is hardly precision quality. I know that! And that's why I said at this point. I think my first line of attack will be to draw more information out of his Honor. I thought that was the one we were doing. Hold it. As you established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into the hallway?
After I called for a recess, I handed the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right.
Just as I expected.
What was that? What were you expecting? And I demand to know what all knowing smile is for.
Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
All right, if you insist.
Okay. Yep, knew it. You're on!
I cannot allow you to make an introduction.
What? Your Honor! I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Hey guys, I've been overruled!
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
Well, what do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshots during the recess, but that was not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred von...
Ugh! Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you bite your own...
Eek!
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Franziska. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you'd need a stepladder or 4 to accomplish that. Man, Edgeworth really has it out for Franziska. Now we know why Franziska wears those tall heels.
Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet. I'll have you know I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Ha! Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of theory. It's from Detective Bat. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you just say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it as clear as day. Bang! That loud sound of a gunshot.
The sound of a gunshot. We keep returning to this point of connection. And that piece of evidence. I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. It was... Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what you heard that really produced the gunshot. Take that. The balloon popped. I found this object in the hallway earlier.
What is that pink substance?
It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon to the court record.
So, Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there's no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at the time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby 2. Ah, darn it, my lunch does not want to settle. Ugh. Like I said, this is what happens when I eat spicy foods. Am I correct? I like spicy foods, but they don't like me.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I said enough that even you could figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What is the matter, trickery is this?
That was a good effort on your that you put forth, Mile Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Can't you elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. Except when Manfred's celebrating DL6. I want to trade these coins with you. That's it. The balloon that girl is holding explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do?
This is why the judge is so accepting of other people's when other people make inaccuracies in their testimony. He remembers this day.
What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Gumshoe is not innocent, he's Gumshoe! He's planning something! Did you not see that grin on his face? He's gonna end us all one of these days! Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in this hallway.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation of this case. Okay, courtroom number 3.
What is it now? Is it time for my trial already?
Yes, Gumshoe, it's time.
I've already told you a gazillion times how I didn't do it!
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so. What are you guys talking about?
In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of an investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony. No! Franziska will happen. My whip will object, Langler. Riding crop! If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood?
I got you, pal!
Thinking back on the state of the crime scene in the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case.
I came down to the schoolhouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in lobby number 2. From that time on, we heard the gunshot. I was in that hallway the whole time. On my eyes, the detective. I swear it wasn't me, pal.
He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled that information the information I need out of him. Okay, we'll just crack through this testimony and then we'll be done. So, was it really Detective Bad who called you down here?
You bet it was, pal! I was left in charge of the precinct while everyone was out, and this call comes in. I want you to come down here a minute flat, he said. Well, I thought that this was my big chance. My first day, so I made a mad dash down here. Although I couldn't exactly get here in a minute flat.
So how long did it take you?
About 10 minutes, I guess.
And what was Detective Badge doing when you finally made it?
He was waiting for me down on the first floor in the entranceway, pal.
Hold it.
And by he, you mean?
Detective Bad, of course. And this being my first time in this courthouse, he also walked with me up to the hallway in front of the defense lobbies.
And did you meet anyone along there?
Well, just as we entered the hallway, we ran to Miss Yu. When we heard from Miss Yu that Mr. Faraday had not been interrupted, that's why everybody told me to stand guard in the hallway, pal.
So far, Detective Gumshoe is matching up with Detective Badge. Okay. You claimed to have been in the hallway the whole time. However, is this not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway?
Of course I did something. I guarded the door to the lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well then. What exactly does guarding that door entail?
Standing. Well, I put it simply. Oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh, Detective Gumshoe, you mean you told me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2. Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from the door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we are all in shock, and in all of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're not gonna lie, at least tell us a more believable one.
Yo! But I'm not lying.
I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. Okay. Oh, come on. I have an objection.
What is this, pal?
The end of the episode. Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a reviewer. If you come back next one, if you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do as you want. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.